हेलो 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 एवरीवन। चलिए शुरू करते हैं।
तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं।
Okay, so up till now we have been in this series where we are doing practicing of interview questions. So 4 lectures we have already seen, around 30 plus questions we have already covered. We are going to cover around 200 questions here.
गले में खिचखिच विक्स की गोली लो खिचखिच दूर करो
So what we can do simple, now from this video onward, in the starting of the video itself, you would get all the list of questions that are going to be solved inside the video. If you already know that question, if you have already understood that question, if you have already solved that question, you can skip this video so that your time is saved. But if you are liking that video, if you're watching that video, do subscribe. You can see the stats below. 90% of you have not subscribed. So पसंद आ रहा है तो subscribe करो, नहीं पसंद आ रहा है तो dislike करो. Let's get started for the first part for today. That is the questions on if else for loop. Okay, so we will dive in directly into the screen, the thing that we have covered up till now in the previous video. Now it's time for the next question. Chalo. So write a program to determine whether when the value of temperature and humidity is provided by the user. So in this problem, user has provided temperature and humidity and we need to calculate weather. So it's very simple. Two conditions are given to you. You need to find out whether it is hot and humid, hot, cold and humid, and cool. Okay, so we will just simply check here two values that are given by the user, that is temperature, and the second one is your humidity. So now we will get two inputs from a user. Let's imagine that temperature. So now in every video, I am writing this hard coded, but you can use here input function. It would remain exactly the same. Okay, so coming to the stuff. Now temperature, we will take some temperature. Let's say we take it 35. Okay, and we are taking here humidity as, okay, humidity, let's take it as 94. Okay, right now I'm just putting the values. You can take any values. Now we will first check the above condition. The first condition, if it is greater than equals to 30 and greater than equals to 90, in that case it is hot and humid. So we'll write here just simple, if temperature is greater than equals to 30 and humidity is greater than equals to 90, in that case you need to print hot and humid. So this is a very simple question. Okay, I hope this would not take very little time. So let's see the next. If it is greater than equals to 30 but less than 90, now see, you need to decide here, should we use if else, should we use if here? So we will first try with single if. I would explain you when to use what. You will never forget after this session. So greater than equals to 30 and humidity is greater than is less than 90 this time. So in that case you need to print, okay, that it is hot. Okay, now next if is, we want to check if temperature is less than 30. Okay, if temperature is less than 30 and temperature and humidity is greater than equals to 90, in that case you need to print cool and humid. Okay, and the last if is temperature is less than 30 and humidity is less than 90, in that case you need to print that it is cool. Okay, now let's try to run this and see what results we get and whether this if and else is right or not. Now right now see that we are getting a right value. Okay, that if it is greater than 30 and if it is greater than 90, we are getting hot and humid. Now greater than equals to 30 and less than equals to 90. So now if I put here, see what is the problem with if and else statement. If I write here 90, okay, still I get hot and humid because of this. But sometimes what happen, your value can lie in multiple region also. Okay, your value can lie into multiple region also. Now in this case, if and else both is working. So here it would check all the four if. Okay, the main problem with whenever you use if, okay, it would check all the four conditions. Now just think for a minute, if it has taken, if it has been in this condition, let's say if your value of temperature lies in this region, that is 35 and 90, think for a minute, do we need to check for other conditions? Perfectly not. So for example, I am asking you what is your gender. If I give you three options, male, females, and transgender. Okay. So now the moment I confirm that you are a male, then I don't need to check other two genders. In simple terms, that this are totally separate stuff. We don't need to check each and every condition. In that case, this if is not a good stuff, because it would check all the four conditions. Imagine that if you have 20 conditions, it would check all the 20 conditions for you. So what is the right way here? Instead of this, I would write here else if. Instead of this also, I would write here else if. And instead of this also, I would write here else if. Now, else if would only check if the above condition is false. Just remember like this, you have three gates. Let's try to understand this with an example story. So you have three gates and the storyline is behind this gate, at one of the gate, there is gold present here. Okay. And next two gates are basically where there is a death. Okay. If you open that, you would face a death. Now, just tell me, if you by luck or by any chance you open this door, will you check these two doors? No, perfectly not. This is called as if, else if, else if. Okay. So only if this condition is false in this gate, if there is no gold, then I would go to this gate. Simple as that. Again, in this also, if there is no gold, I would go into this gate like this. But in your if condition, even if you got a gold, you are very greedy and you would check this gate also. Let's say if I get more gold, and this gate also if I get more gold. So this is as simple as that in terms of understanding this situation. So now you can try this with marks also. I have explained in my previous video, Python playlist, you can go that. So right now it works here, but it is checking more conditions. So the same thing you can write with the help of else if, and your program would become more like best. So this is basically called as optimizing the code. Okay. Now coming to the next question, write a program that will take user input of cost price and selling price and determine its loss and profit. Okay, now this is very simple. Selling price is, let's say, 100 rupees. Cost price is, let's say, 90 rupees. So we have made a profit here. How to find the profit? Profit equals to, okay, or let's say the remaining amount. So remain amount is equals to selling price minus cost price. Now simple, if the remaining amount, if remaining amount is positive, is greater than 0, in that case we will print profit. In this case we will print profit, else we will print here loss. As simple as that. Okay, now in this case we need to also check if there is no profit no loss situation, if it is completely 0, if it is greater than 0, I would check one more condition here, else if remain amount is equals 0, in that case I would put here no profit no loss. Okay, just try to check all the conditions like this, and in the last we will check here else, and we will say that yes, you have made a loss. So this part is done. We got profit here. Now let's make the cost price 900 and selling price this. So we made a loss here, and let's make both of them same. So we made a no profit no loss. Perfectly done. ठीक है, कोई नुकसान नहीं, कोई घाटा नहीं धंधों में. Correct. Coming back to the next part, write a program where you will get enhanced salary after HRA deduction of 10%, DA DRL allowance of 5%, and provident fund of 3%. And the tax is this. And then you need to print also. So I would explain you, this is a very cool program. You can calculate your salary in this way. So how to do that? Okay, so let's keep a salary here. For simplicity, we would keep here it tens, 100,000, 10,000 and lakh. Okay, let's keep it 10 lakh as the salary for now. Let's try to calculate. So we will first calculate the HRA is 10%. Now, first of all, whenever you get percentage, immediately convert that into fractions. So HRA equals to salary into 0.1. 0.1 stands for 10%. Okay, because this is 10%. Now, same way, like we got HRA, we will get here DRN's allowance, that is equals to 5% now. So again, salary into, okay, again salary into, we will just do here simple 0 point whatever it is, 0.5%, 0.05%. Okay, that is 5% here. And the last one is provident fund, that is equals to salary into 0.03, that is 3%. Okay, so we got this stuff. You can print and see that how much it is going in your HRA. That is your house rent allowance, DRS allowance, and then provident fund. So you would see that your salary is 10 lakh. Okay, out of that 10%, which means 1 lakh goes into HRA, 50,000 goes into DRS allowance, and around 30,000 would go into provident fund. This is for complete year. Okay, complete year. This is your salary in per annum. Now, after doing this, we need to also calculate, okay, now the remaining salary, what you is left with you. So to calculate that, we will subtract all this stuff from the salary. So our new salary would be salary equals to salary minus HRA plus DRS allowance plus provident fund. Okay, so we got new salary. Now on this salary, we would calculate the tax. So if your salary is in the range of 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs after doing all this, okay, let's print our new salary. What is it? So it is 88 lakhs 20,000. That is your new salary. Now you want to see in which tax bracket you would fall into. So the first salary bracket is 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, 10%. So easily we can do that. We have already seen that. So now if salary in range, now you can use this range function and you can give that a range. What is that? 5 lakhs. So 0 unit, 10s, 100,000, 10,000 lakh. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 zeros are there for lakhs. So now in the range of 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs. Okay, so yes, it is 10 lakh. Now if your salary is in this range, your new salary would be salary minus, okay, salary ka 10%, that is 0.1. So whatever your salary is 82 lakhs, from that 0.1%, which means that around 10%, which means that 80,000 something like that would be deducted, and that would be your enhanced salary after this. Now in the same way you can do it for the rest of the brackets, 11 lakhs onwards. So this is your 11 lakhs, and then this is your last 20 lakhs, more than 20 lakhs. Now see, again your salary can lie into any one of this bracket. Imagine 3 doors. Again your salary can be only behind one door. It cannot be in multiple doors. So for example, where to use this if? So imagine that you are a doctor and you are trying to predict what disease a human can have. So human can have multiple disease in that case. So you need to check all the disease. So for example, if a person is going through rabies, he's going through cancer and all that stuff. So in that you would require multiple if. But only when you have only one door, like the salary can be only in one case. It cannot be multiple in multiple brackets. So you need to just use here simple if else if. So I'm going to check here now else if. The second range is from 11 lakhs to 20 lakhs. So we will write here 11 lakhs. So this is 11 lakhs going till 20 lakhs. And this bracket for that is 20%. Okay. And same if the salary is greater than, 20 lakhs. Okay. If it is greater than, in that case, you need to pay 30%. Okay. Now, if you don't fall into any of this bracket, not 5 lakh to 10 lakhs, not like that, in that case, else you would print no tax. Okay. Now we know that now, right now, all the tax brackets are changed, but this is just to show you. So let's try to first run it. What salary and what all the stuff we are getting here. So this is your HRA and all that. We don't need to print this. So let's print the final salary after tax. So yes, like I said, you after 82,000, whatever 10% is deducted. So your salary lies in this range. Okay, here also we need to do here else if only. So that would only make sense. Okay, so yes. Okay, now see, because we have written here multiple, see, this is the exact problem I was saying you, that when you use multiple if, so now it is checking this condition also. Your salary is in this range, first of all, so this got printed, your salary got this much, but now it is checking this if also, and the else of this is executed because your salary is not greater than 20 lakhs. So automatically it would go to else also. But when you use else if, okay, if all this 3 condition fails, then only it would go to no tax. So using else if and if is very important. I have a separate video on it. I would put that into the link. Watch it. Now, we will try to change the salary. Let's make it from 10 lakhs to just make it 1 lakh per annum. And yes, see, no tax. It's completely tax free now. 82,000 you need to pay total after putting that HRA, DA and all that. Okay, now if we make it 10 crores or whatever it is, so you need to pay this much. Okay, now let's do one thing. We need to also print that how much it is in the K. So we don't know right now whether it is in lakhs, whether it is in thousand, whether it is in crores. So we will write one more if statement here. So if your remaining amount, if your salary, now whatever your salary is, if that salary is in range of 1,000 to 9,999, which means that 99. So this is 99,000 unit, tens, 100,000, 10,000. Yeah. So from 1,000 to 99,000, in that case, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to divide your salary by 1,000. Print your salary is, okay, after cutting everything, your salary is salary divided by 1,000. Okay. And we will print after that K. Okay, so now what does this mean? Let's say after doing all that deduction and showing this cool stuff, let's say your salary is 20,000. So now instead of making it difficult for a user to learn this, we have written a range here, 1,000 to 99,000, every value would be divided by 1,000. So this would be cut, and what is remaining? 20K. So instead of writing this 20,000, we would write here 20K. Same way we will do for the lakh also now, to make this really very cool. Okay, so now if the salary is next if, and this, so this is your else if now, and this is your else. Now in this we are checking from lakh. So this is unit, tens, 100,000, 10,000 and 1 lakh. And this is 99,000, 99 lakhs, and this is 99 lakhs. So now in this we will divide it by lakhs, and we will write here lakh. And same thing we will do for crore now. So this is lakh, 10 lakh crore, and this is 99 lakhs, 9 crores, 99 crores. In that case, we will divide this by crores, and we will write here CR. Okay, so let's run this now. And yes, it is expecting this. Okay, so we don't need this actually. We can just run this. Yeah. So it is 7.3 lakhs. So it is now 7.3 lakhs, the remaining salary in hand after doing all the cutting. Okay, 7.3 lakhs here. Now you can also check it by making it less. So now it is 82K only. You can increase and see whether it goes in crores. Yes, it would go in crores. So 57 crores. So this is the complete program, how to calculate it. Calculate your salary in this way. This is really very cool. Okay, now coming to the next program here, write a menu driven program that now see, this is also very cool. You need to take from user 4 inputs, 1, 2, 3, 4. If he enters 1, in that case, we will make centimeter to feet conversion. If he enters 2, we will make kilograms to mile, kilometer to miles conversion. Okay. And km it should be. And then USD to INR in the third case. And in the fourth case, we are going to exit the program. Simple as that. So we will write all this. What are this conversion? Let's see that quickly on internet. Centimeter to feet. So it is 0.03. Okay. If we want to convert it into centimeter to feet, so we will divide the length by 30. Okay. So we will divide this by 30.48. This conversion. Same way, kilometer to miles. What is the conversion? So approximately divide the length by 1.69. So we will do this division here. So we are just gathering the information first. You should know this. So I'm just showing you that how it can be useful or how you can use net. So it is 82.05. We need to multiply that. The dollar value right now is 82.05. Very simple. Just we will write here user input, and in this we will mention just simple input statement, and we will convert that into int, and then input, and then enter. Okay, now to explain you how this input function would work, pay attention. So what we are doing here, we are just asking the user to enter 1. Okay, and we are saying that to convert. Okay, so guys, I have written already this program. I have just fast forwarded it so that we can save the time of the session, and I don't need to type that in the session. So just using this triple quote so that it looks better like this. Okay, I have entered here in this way. You can also use this triple quotes, and you can write multiple lines string. So enter one value to convert from centimeter to feet, to from second to kilometer to miles, third convert USD to UNR, and fourth is for exit. Okay, now this is the stuff. Basically, we are taking here, if user is equals to 1, we will take the values in centimeter. What would be the output? We have already seen that we need to divide it by 30.48. So whatever our variable is, we need to divide it by 30.48. That's it. Okay, we will get the output here. Same thing now we will do here. Instead of 30.48, we will divide it by 1.69. So our conversion is done. Okay, and right now it would be in USD. So let's say it is 1 USD. So 1 USD means 82.05 rupees. So we will multiply that. That is USD to Indian rupee conversion. So yes, we have done that. Let's run this. And the last one is we need to exit. So right now we are just writing the exit code as print. You can write that in the while loop also, so it would continue work. Okay, so I would explain you how to write in while loop also. First, let's run it. It is asking me to enter any value. Let's see centimeter to feet conversion. So 1, I want to choose 1 here. Then it is asking me enter the value in centimeter. So let's try from Google. Let's take the centimeter value as some random 464, and let's see we got 15.22 or not. 464, and it says an error. It should be okay. Yeah, very good. So we need to convert this variables into int, you know that. So always whenever you take the input, just convert that into int or float, whatever it is, so that it stays better, it's put better. Okay, once again I will run this. It is asking me 1464, and yes, it is 15.22. Let's see that. 15.22. Very good. Much more precise than your Google. So we were able to do that. Let's convert the dollar. Okay, so third. Now, okay. So we need to write here user input is 3. Very good. Run it. 3. And it is asking me enter the value in USD. I want to see what is 56 US dollars. So yeah, okay. So right now I'm doing PhD. The value for that is, let's say, some random value. Okay, and let's see what is the price of this PhD in Indian rupees. Okay, so it says that 12 lakhs $30, like $15,000 is equals to 12 lakh rupees. We can check that whether that is the case in USD rupees or not. Yes, it is 12 lakh 30,000. Perfect. Okay, now you can write this if you want to continue doing this stuff. So you can completely write this program in a while loop. So I can write here just simple while true. See the magic now if you understand the concept, and we just put everything inside this loop. That's it. And here print exit, and you need to just use break. That's it. So I will run this once again. It is asking me to make the conversion 1. Let's take our centimeter value 464. It made a conversion. It is again asking me enter what you want to do. I'm saying that I again want to do USD to INR conversion. This is the USD. It has converted to INR rupees. It is again asking me what you need to do. I can press 4 and I can exit now. So this is the real concept of programming. I hope you are liking that. Okay, now the next program, write a program to find the sum of first n numbers, where n would be provided by the user. If n is 10, the output should be 55. So this is very simple. You need to make the sum of first 10 numbers. So we can write here n we will take from user, let's say 10. Okay, and we would just write here while I is less than equals to 10. Okay, and we will keep the I value as 0 right now. Okay, and we will just start to sum equals to, and we will keep the value of sum also equals to 0, and we will just do here sum plus I. So what it will do right now in your computer, see what would happen in your, there are 2 values now. This I is used as a counter. Okay, this is a counter for us. This would count the first 10 numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this sum is to store your sum value. Don't use sum because it is in green color. Use sum1 so that it does not conflicts with the real sum function in Python. Okay, so right now your sum value is, see what is your right now sum value? It is 0 now. So in the first while loop, what I'm doing, 0 plus I value is 0 right now. So 0 plus 0, it would be 0. Then your I value would be increased, 0 plus 1. then your sum value would be becoming to 1 here. Then again we do here 1 plus 2, so your new value would be 3. Then again we do 3 plus 3, so this value would become 6. Okay, now again we take the 6 value and we add 4. So understand what we are doing. We are just taking the sum, okay, and we are adding it I. What is I? It is a counter which will go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till the first 10 natural numbers. Okay, and it says natural number, so let's do one thing. So we will remove, because 0 comes in whole number. So let's start with I sum equals to I equals to 1. Okay, so it becomes basically natural numbers. Now at the last we will print here sum 1. So let's do the, okay, shit, we need to stop it. See, we were not increasing the value of I, so this was going into continuous loop. So you need to do here I value increment I equals to I plus 1. That's it. Now see, exactly we got 55. Okay, very simple. Now write a program that can multiply two numbers. This is really very cool question. I liked it a lot. Multiply two numbers without using star operator. We don't need to use multiplication, but we need to do multiplication here. So let's imagine that number 1 and number 2, you have two numbers, that is 4 and 3. Okay, now we need to make this multiplication 3 into 4. So how we will do here? While we can just simply check here, the value is less than that number. Okay, very good. So coming back to the part, we can just simply do here for I in range of num2. Okay, so it will start from that value. We want just range here, that's it. And we will just here, what we are going to do is sum equals to num1 plus, okay, sum 1 plus num1. Sum 1 plus num1. First, let me run that and then I'm going to explain you this one. Okay, so we made a mistake. Okay, yeah. So what is our mistake? It's very simple. We have not used here sum 1 equals to 0. Okay, now 4 3s are 12. We have done it. Okay, let's try some other number. 14 into 10. So let's keep it 10 here and 14 here. So it would be 140. Very cool, guys. It's really working. 145 into 10. Yes. So what we did here, just simple, understand the logic. So we took here number 2. Okay. Let's take a small number for now so that it's easy for us to understand. Let's keep it num2 is 3 and let's say num1 is 4. So I have returned the first range that is only for num2, which means that your for loop would start from 0, 1, 2, because num2 is still 3. Now what I am doing, every time I'm not using I. See, there is no I in this. This is just to count the values. Now every time I'm taking the sum value. So right now the sum value is 0. So sum 1 plus n1. nm is 4. So 0 plus 4. And that is stored in this. So right now the answer is 4. Now once again it would go inside this. Now some value is already 4. So 4 plus num1 value is again 4. So 4 plus 4, it is 8. Now again it would go down and it would take the sum value, that is already it is 8 plus what is your num1 value, that is 4. So 8 plus 4, you get 12. So just simple, understand, when you don't use multiplication 3 into 4, you just need to add this 3 4 times. That would also give you the same result. So we have done exactly same thing. We have applied a loop to add this 4 times. So it was a simple logic. So coming back to our part, the next question, write a program to find factorial of a given number. Now, what do you mean by factorial of a given number? So factorial means that if you write here 6, the factorial of 6 would be 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So this is called as factorial of a number 6. So 6 5s are 30, 30 into 4, this into this into this, whatever the number it would be. Okay, that would be your factorial. So let's try to find out that what is our factorial right now. So we will take a number from a user number. It can be any number. Let's say it takes 6 only. Then what we are going to do here, we will write a simple for loop. So if n is less than 0, in that case, we cannot find any factorial. So let's ignore the n less than 0 part. You can write it afterwards. Okay, or let's write it. N equals to 0, wrong number. I would just print here, wrong number. Okay. And else if what we are checking here, if n is equals, okay, let's check it here, equals to, n is equals to 0, the factorial of 0 is already defined, it is print 1. Okay, now the last part, else if it is both the not the case, we will run a for loop for i in range of 1 to n plus 1. Okay, because we don't need to multiply this with 0, we need to multiply it from 1 to the number. Okay, we will just keep here multiplication equals to the value we will take. Okay, whatever the value is, multiply into I. That's it. What is multiply? Multiply would be your initial value 1. Again, same which I have explained you the logic here, the same logic we are using, but instead of summation, we are using multiplication. See that? Okay, and we will print the factorial here. Print the multiplication value. Okay, so for example, the factorial of 4, let's calculate that. First of all, the factorial of 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So 4 3s are 12, 12 into 2, that is 24, 24 into 1, that is 24. So let's see we are getting that answer or not. So we will keep here, let's say the value of num as 4. Okay, and we are not getting that. So let's see what mistake we have made here. This is correct for I in range of 1 to n. Okay, so yes, see, we need to make it num plus 1 because we are going till num plus 1, and it's perfectly right, 24. Okay, so what happens here, in the same way I would explain you this logic also. So here the multiplication value right now in your computer, you have multiplication, that value is 1. Okay, and what we are doing here, we are just doing multiplication equals to, multiplication value is right now 1 into your I value is 1. So 1 into 1 is stored here, that is 1. Then again we are doing this multiplication. So 1 into, now your I value would change to 2. So 1 into 2, that this multiplication becomes 2. Now same way, this 2 into this will increase 3, then this would go into 6. Now same way, this 6 into 4, so this would become 24. Then 24 into 5, it would go on. Okay, and in this way you would get the factorial. Right now it would stop at 4 because we have given till the range of n plus 1. So this was your complete logic for factorial. Okay, last 1 or 2 questions are left. Let's solve that. Now see, there is write a program to print a pattern. So I am not explaining you in this session how to print a pattern. There are 2 questions. I definitely purposely did not keep a pattern here. You would see a link in the below where you would find the complete gyan of patterns. Right now, forget about it because it would take a complete time to explain you from scratch. So there is a separate video. Watch that if you want to understand patterns. Skip that question for now. If you already know that, try to answer that. Okay, I have kept a pattern. You need to print a pattern like this. Okay, now print 10 natural numbers using while loop. So first 10 natural numbers we need to print, but using while loop. So for loop, it is very easy. You can write for I in range of 1 to for I in range of 1 to 11, and you would get that. But we need to do it using while loop. So you can write here while I is less than 10. Okay, in that case, you can just simply write here print I, comma, and we will print that in the same line. Okay, and we will keep I value as 0 right now. Okay, so 0 to 9. First, we want first 10 natural numbers. So we will start with 1 and we will go till 11. That's it. So we got 1 to 10, first 10 natural numbers. So this program is for this exercise. Okay, now last, how many questions? Okay, there are still a lot of questions left. Display a number from a list using loop. Write a program to display only those numbers that satisfy the following condition. Okay, here are the condition for you. The number should be divisible by 5. The first condition is it should be divisible by 5. The second is the number should be, if the number is greater than 150, then skip it and move to the next number. I explained you how you can skip it in the previous video using continue. Okay, remember that Gajodhar was standing in a queue and we removed that Gajodhar. So you can skip that. So let's try this. It's very simple. Display numbers from a list using for loop and write a program to display only those numbers. So we have a list. Okay, let's say we have this list, what I have pressed here. Okay, so some numbers I have mentioned here, and if the number is greater than 150, it would skip that. Okay, And if the number is greater than 500, then you need to don't check any other after that. So this is your list. I would just write here for I in range of, let's say for I in L. Okay, now we would just check if I mod 5 equals 0. In that case, you need to print I. Okay, but now before printing I, we need to also check here if I is greater than 150. If I is greater than 150, I need to skip it. So I would write here continue. Continue means that don't print that number. Do not print continue. Don't print that number. Okay, and if it is greater than 500, then you need to break the loop. Okay, and we need to write this condition. So if we check it between that, okay, if it is divisible by 5. Okay, so now see, we can check this inside also, but we don't need to check it inside because checking this inside would not make sense, because if it is greater than 150, we don't need to check this condition. So let's keep this condition outside. Let's remove it from here and let's keep it here. If it is greater than 150, continue. If it is I is greater than 500, in that case you need to break the loop. That is important. So we will break the loop if it is greater than 500. If it is greater than 150, we will continue. Okay, else in the last part, okay, elif, if it is I mod equals 0, we need to print that. That's it, we have done it. Let's run that, and it says name error. No, it not says that, so it is printing nothing. So see, if it is greater than 500, yes, your program is breaked at this condition only. Okay, now if you change the different L here, let's try to give a different L where the values are not greater than 500, so that it at least checks some values. Okay, now see that, now it would run. So yes, it has printed 5, then it has printed 15, the multiples of it. It has stopped here because it is greater than 500. So this was your question. Count the total number of digits in a number. Count the total number of digits in a number. Write a program to count the total number of digits in a number using while loop. So for example, the thing is, so you need to count the digits here using while loop. Okay, now we need to use here while loop. Now see how to use a while loop. So we can use here, we can convert this into a list, and then we can check using, okay, let's do that. So this is our number. Let's keep n equals to this number. Now see that if you provide a list on this, if I do here list of n, now see what would happen here. We will convert this for now into a string. Easily we can do that, or let's remove it here. We will use string here directly. Okay, now see the exact thing. This is what I was saying you. 7, 5, 8, 6, 9. This every individual characters, because it is a character. Now if you apply a list on a string, it would separate that on each and every characters. If you apply a list on string, it would separate that into character. So if I do here in the same way list of Akash, you would see that you would get AKASH Akash. So same happening with this. Now I can just simply write here while this list, okay, while this list, and we will start removing the elements from this step by step, and we will count it, just simple as that. So while list, and I would just do here this list. Let's store that into a list L1 while L1, and I would just use here L1 dot pop. Okay, and it would remove each and every element from this. So while removing this, we will also use a counter equals to counter plus 1, and initially we will keep the value that counter equals to 0. Let's see that what value we get, and then we will try to change if our program doesn't work well. Exactly right, it got 5. So how it worked, let's understand that. So basically I have used a simple while loop here. So in this I would get 7, 5, 8, 6, 9. Now I said while L1, which means that you need to run this while loop till you have elements in your L1. The moment L1 becomes empty, you need to stop this program. So first we did L1.pop. So what it will do, it would remove this 7, and our counter, it was 0. Just imagine that it is a counter, someone has increased that counter and it became 1. Then again it would go back, it would remove this, counter would become 2. Then again it would remove this 8, counter would become 3. Then this 6, counter would become 4. And this 9 would be removed and the counter would become 5. Now after this, when it goes again up, now everything is removed from L1. L1 is completely empty. Okay, you can check the value of L1 also. Let's print L1 so that you can start dancing on your chairs. And yes, L1 is empty. So the moment L1 becomes empty, the loop stops and the counter is printed. That is fine. Coming to the next part, print a list in a reverse order using a loop. We need to print a list in a reverse order. So let's keep this as a list, and we need to print here Shaka. So now we will understand this program. What I have done here, I have first taken Akash here in the list L1. Now I would take the length of this. So we will store that in n equals to length of L1. So this length would be always fixed, and I would use for I in range of n here, simple as that, to remove the confusion. And now we have kept an empty string here. In this empty string, we are removing a variable one by one from the last and adding it from the starting. That's it. So you would get the same answer here. So this is done. Display numbers from -10 to -1 using for loop. So this is simple for I in range of, you can write here in range -10 to -1, and we will write in opposite direction, that is -1, and we can print here I. Okay, and now see that. So -1 to 1, but we need to mention in the same direction, positive direction, then it would work fine. So by default, it would increase all the time. So -10, -9, -8, this is called as increasing. See, this is when you provide a positive number here, it would always increase. So I was saying that -10 to -1, go on increasing it. But when you say -1, okay, so it would start in the opposite direction. -10, it would search in -11, -12, it would try to go till -1. Because there is no -1 here, it would never print anything. It is as simple as that. So this I have already explained you in my Python series. And you can make it 0 if you want -1 also. So it got printed. Okay, last program. Use else block to display done after successful execution of for loop. So this is very simple. I have already explained you this code. It's now time to just do it. So for example, I'm just writing here for I in range of 10. Okay, if I mod 3 equals 0, in that case you need to break, else print done. Okay, so now see, if I run this, it would and we need to print also here. So see, print I, it would print 0. It would start with 0, then 1 modulus 3. Okay, we need to do here 3 modulus I. 3 modulus 0, 3 modulus 2, 3 modulus 1, 3s are 3. Okay, we need to start it from 1 here. Okay, we can write it in this way for I in range of print I. Then we take, let's say, some condition here. Okay, let's instead of this, we will take a simple condition. If I is equals to 5, in that case, break. Okay, so now see, whenever the break is executed, the done part will never be executed. Okay, so if you want a done part to be executed, we need to share that our loops never break. If the loop never breaks, then only else part would be continued. So I would just write it here from 1 to 4. The loop is never breaking now, and we got done here. So this is successful execution of done after the for loop. So this was the complete series. This was a very big video now. And now after this, we have around completed 50 questions here. Now after this, we are going to see the next concept. Okay, and that would be on, just let me tell you, patterns. We will already seen that the patterns is completely different video. Okay, Python functions exercise, complete session now on functions. So stay connected, subscribe everyone if you're liking it. If you do not like it, do not subscribe. But if you want more videos, keep on subscribing. Thank you so much everyone, and keep smiling. Bye-bye.